Oh man, I love like thunderstorms and rainy weather. I don't know if you may not know this, but I actually like. Whoa, hold on.
That's it? Oh,
Thank you.
you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started
GTA
on the level of
5.
craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
I
What
seen
quality
that.
assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Nice diss to fucking Rockstar Games. What the? Okay, we're doing this thing again, where I get changes. Okay. Why do you have a picture of the whole fucking? Okay. Touch everything.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Among Us reference? There's a wrench. What's over here though? What's over here? Oh, I see. If you were to continue like normally.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so... never mind. You're not a dork.
Yeah, I wanted to see, but like, I was wanting to see what's over there first. Hey, what? Coffee nut. Interesting. Fucking called me a dork. Oh wait, never mind. You're not a dork. Like, thanks. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah.
got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just
What?
our little secret.
What?
Take a look.
That's awesome. A line of chairs. That's awesome, dude. And a printer? Copy machine? Fuck yeah. This is the best ending so far. What's this thing do? Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh. Can I see like the past thing they've done in the old game? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Memory zone. What's over here? Hidden lore. That was our basket we were delivered at. And then we became Stanley for the Stanley Parable. So we've grown up in the Stanley Parable the whole time.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
That's cool. You just put Stanley Parable with a random trophy. Good times. The two open doors. That thing. The serious room. Oh, the museum ending. What's that one? Oh, the two open doors again. Let's begin the game. I don't remember that. Oh yeah, that thing, the lift. I just jump off. 420. Fuck yeah, dude. That's cool. Wow, this is awesome, actually. It's never on disc. I don't think it's been on disc. Me first dollar. That is funny. The demo. I never played a demo. I was around back then. Don't go outside. Don't play for 5 years. I have not gotten that one. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Beta, work in progress. Wow. Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. And there's the insanity ending. What's this? Loving memory of little Stanley. Oh my god. That's so sad. This is there's a piano just sitting there.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
That's awesome.
Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
You referenced Persona. It wasn't Persona 5 I'm playing right now, but like you referenced Persona 3, which I have not played. I've only played 5. I only heard of 5. But I've seen vaguely of 4, and I don't know. That's funny. The buttons, of course. Person of the year, and it's just a blurred out face of me. And the 2 open doors again. Okay. Of course, yeah, I keep the red and blue door. Dude, this is like pretty cool.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Then what's
it
this?
just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
But honestly, I like this so far. Nice bike. Okay, this is like from a different game. Looks like Skyrim, I'm gonna guess. Probably not. I'm probably wrong, but something like that. Okay, what's next? Oh, the serious room. Of course. I've only been there once. Okay, we're going back down stairs.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Whoa. This looks vaguely familiar of like the Sunday Rival map almost, except all this like trash everywhere.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Wow. Dude, this is This is deep. It's like breaking the fourth wall almost. Kind of. But I will say it's kind of cool. Actually, it's not kind of cool. It's fucking really cool. Oh man, I love like thunderstorms and rainy weather. I don't know if you may not know this, but I actually like. Whoa! Hold on. Sorry about that. Had to pause for a bit, but we're back. Okay, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, I was talking about how I like rain and stuff. Okay, now let's continue. I will say this is actually pretty sick. In a Stanley Parable game.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
Yes!
Goodness, this is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
There's a lot of stuff in this game. Like, holy crap! It keeps going. Like, it's awesome. And there's a bunch of forklifts like everywhere in the map. Even the main game is still there. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is probably the next place where you have to go. And yep, that seems the case. Okay. This might be like the final part.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's
whoa, what is going on?
Been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, anything around here? The hidden ladder. I'm just playing. Cool though.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue.
Oh boy.
Something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly
I don't want to skip. This is funny.
Years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you.
Oh, it's just gonna repeat itself. Okay.
So on and so forth until...
I see.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Am I
That is
supposed to
to
skip?
say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the
I think was supposed to do.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording.
Okay, shut up.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Damn.
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
Wow.
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Damn.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what...
It's dark.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything.
Oh my God, this is gonna keep going on and on and on.
I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months.
All right, Skip.
I lost it all.
He's dead. I think we just like outlived the narrator. He's dead. Okay. Well, if I press it again. The fire alarm's going off. The batteries are gone.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up.
Oh my God, dude. How long is this gonna keep going on for? So are we supposed to like restart the game?
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Oh my God, that's the loading screen. Oh, there's water leaking. Hey, we have a water leak. The end is never the end is never the end. Oh my god. Oh yeah, water damage. That makes sense. Wow. A lot can change in like... And it's sunny. Wow. Yeah, water damage is a killer. Dude. Oh my god. How? Oh my god. There's moss growing on the carpet too. Oh, this is... Wow. The dinosaur ending. And it's turned to shit. Suddenly, horror game. Dude. Oh, whoa, my god, this thing is tilted as all heck. Can I still press a button? Or is it not it? Yeah, I think the thing's broken now. Yeah, it is. Okay. And, oh my god. Damn. Welcome to 40,017. The end of humanity as it seems. And we are the last one alive. How far can I go out? Pretty fucking far, apparently. Oh, we were supposed to go that far. Wow. What a weird ass ending. Like, holy fuck, that was cool. Sorry about that. Can't interrupt it again. Well, anyways, I am all out of time for this one. Or at least for this episode. But yeah, this is the first episode of the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition. And so far, at first I couldn't find any new endings, but we found it. And it was fantastic. Also, was this always here? Huh. I don't remember seeing that. But if you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe, want to see more, and I just said that twice. Follow my socials, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Alright, peace out, bye.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.